In this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 features of the Tesla Model 3 Performance and why this car is better than any gasoline or electric vehicle. I know this is a bold statement, but if you watch to the end of this video and you still think I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments below.
These are the 5 features that I'm going to talk about in this video, plus a bonus one that I'm going to reveal at the very end. Number 1 is regenerative braking or regen braking. Regen braking is when you're moving and you take your foot off the accelerator. Then regen braking activates, which starts to slow down the car and sends any additional power back to the battery. So when you remove the foot from the accelerator, essentially you're charging your car.
So here I'm going to demonstrate going over a couple of speed bumps. So I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure to the accelerator and then remove it now, just to go over the speed bump and then put my foot back on the accelerator. It's actually very simple. It took me about 2-3 days to get used to it, and it's very easy. You even have an indicator on the top left corner of the display that shows how much energy consumption is being used, as well as energy going back into the battery when you're using regen braking. So one of the things to know is that when you're driving very aggressive or accelerating really hard, you can see that you're using a lot of battery. But when you're braking very hard like I am now, you're charging a lot. The other thing is, if you really need to press the brake hard because you just gotta press it, then you can still press it. And look, even my camera fell down.
So it actually makes driving a lot better because you don't have to switch your foot from the brake pedal to the accelerator. Number 2 is automatic blind spot camera. Automatic blind spot camera is when you activate your turning signal, then the camera on that side of the car turns on so that you can see your blind spot. So instead of while you're driving, you want to merge into a lane and you have to tilt your head to check a blind spot, you just look at the camera. Let me show you. So right now I'm going to turn on my left turning signal and the camera on the left side turns on. So I'm going to walk outside and you can see me. This is the left side blind spot and you can see everything here. It's actually pretty wide. And right now I'm going to turn on the right side camera and I'm going to go all the way around to the other side, and then there you have it. This is the right side camera blind spot. Again, this is very, very wide, so you can see the entire range when you're merging into a lane. So you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I have placed the camera on my forehead, so what you see is what I see. So let's say you want to merge to the right lane. Obviously, you put on your turning signal, and then you do that quick look to see there's no car there, and then you merge, right? So instead of doing that, place the turning signal now, and just look down at the camera, and then you see that there's no cars there, and then you merge. Not only is this feature super helpful, it actually makes merging into lanes a lot safer too. Number 3 is Sentry mode. And don't forget to stay at the end of the video when I reveal the bonus feature. I promise you no other car has this, and it's a real game changer. Anyway, Sentry mode is a way to monitor suspicious activities while the car is parked. So when someone gets too close to the car, it activates all the cameras and starts to record. So actually, depending on the level of threat, it will notify you on the app on your phone. So a perfect example is, let's pretend that you arrive to your destination, whether it's a grocery store or your home, and you leave the car in park.
And me, while you were gone, let's pretend someone gets too close to the car. First, it blinks the headlights to notify the person, but also inside on the display shows the Sentry mode is on and that it is recording. I think the cameras in this car are such an underrated feature, especially for car accidents. For example, I had a friend who got in a car accident and the police could not find anyone at fault because there were no cameras or witnesses, only the drivers. Even though the other person caused the accident, everyone had to pay for their own damages because there was no evidence.
So with this car, you don't have to buy those additional cameras that you find online that you have to install, then you have all those wires hanging down. This car already comes with the cameras seamless integrated with the car. And of course, if you open up your glove box, you have the USB here that you can remove. You can download all the footage into your computer. Number 4 is Autopilot. Also, if you're planning to buy a Tesla, then use my referral link down below in the description.
As a buyer, you will receive $500 off every model and 3 months of full self-driving capability, meaning the car will drive completely on its own, which typically you have to pay thousands of dollars for that package to add it onto the car.
Anyways, Autopilot is a driver assistance system. Basically, the car drives itself. Technically, there are 3 options for self-driving: Autopilot, Enhanced Autopilot, and full self-driving capability. In this video, I'm only going to talk about the standard Autopilot because that is a feature that comes in all new Teslas for free. That's right, absolutely free. In future videos, I'm going to compare standard Autopilot with full self-driving capability. So if you want to see that video, subscribe to my channel. So in this Autopilot, it includes 2 main functions: traffic aware cruise control and auto steer. Traffic aware cruise control matches the speed of your car to the surrounding traffic. So the car in front of me has stopped and this car would automatically stop right behind it. without me touching anything, nor the gas pedals or the steering wheel. There you go. And then same thing, once the car starts accelerating, this car started accelerating as well without me touching anything. So auto steer helps the car stay in the lane automatically only when the roads are clearly marked. So let me show you. It's gonna get onto the on-ramp all by itself. You just have to do a little tap every now and then so that the car is aware that you are still in control of the car. And then there you have it. And now we are on the freeway. Autopilot is especially helpful when you're doing long road trips because the car stays in its lane. I made a video about the experience of driving a long road trip in a Tesla. So if you want to watch that video, click the link on the upper right hand corner. Number 4, it's acceleration. My favorite thing about this car. One of the most notable things is the 0 to 60 time. And the second thing is how responsive the car is when you put your foot in the accelerator. But first, let's talk about the 0 to 60 time. This Tesla Model 3 Performance does 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. So how fast is 3.1 seconds, you ask?
It's faster than some Ferraris, it's also faster than some Lamborghinis, and lastly, faster than some McLarens.
What does that feel like? I'm gonna show you the reaction of my friends who've never been in a Tesla.
Tava uma pessoa terrível aqui também.
Quem?
Você.
But how can an electric vehicle be so quick? Since it's a fully electric vehicle, it doesn't have the typical gears that you would find in a normal car. So in a typical car, to accelerate really quickly, you put your foot on the accelerator and then the car takes a couple of seconds to downshift and then it takes off. So it is fully responsive. This is very helpful on the road because you have a full sense of control of the car. So for whatever reason you need to accelerate really quickly to get out of a tight spot, you can easily do that with this car. And finally, the bonus feature, the app, which also functions as your keys. So first, if you're like me who doesn't like carrying a bunch of stuff when you leave the house, so the car keys are one less thing you don't have to worry about.
You can control almost everything on the app. You can unlock and lock the car, you can honk the horn, you can even view the live cameras.
But by far my favorite feature of the entire app is the ability to control the temperature in the car. Let's pretend it's summer, or you're like me who lives in Florida and it's hot year round. You can program the car to start cooling before you even enter it. So let's say you know you're about to head out somewhere with the car. 5 or 10 minutes before you get into the car, you start adjusting the temperature. The app will even notify you when you have reached your desired temperature. So once you arrive to the car will be nice and cool and you won't burn yourself on the seats. I promise you this is a game changer. And once you have this feature, you don't want to get into another car that doesn't have this feature ever again. Anyways, let me know what feature you want me to talk about in future videos, and if you have any questions or if I missed anything in this video, please let me know in the comments below.